动完后好爽。
哇，宝贝，我发现我早起感觉精神好好，好喜欢这种早起的感觉啊。
好贱，够贱。
Okay, I'll just start reading. I think I'm almost finishing this book.
小多吉，都是你。
Let me see. Page 463. That afternoon, while everyone slept, I walked quickly into my father's study and shut the door. I went over to the scroll of springtime. I shook the rod. Sure enough, the weight of those 3 ingots slid back and forth. Then bright gold fell into my hand, and I saw that what had happened the day before was true, not my imagination. Chapter 23. Sincerely yours truly. I have no pictures of myself as a young woman. From that time I was married to Wenfu. I threw those pictures away. But your father kept this scrapbook, and he took pictures of me, many, many pictures. See how heavy? These pictures at the beginning, these are American pilots he knew. And these women, they are not girlfriends. I think they are just people your father knew before he met me. I don't know why he put their pictures in the book. I never asked. Maybe he gave those girls American names, so they gave him pictures in return. Like this one here. Sincerely yours truly, Patty. What kind of name is Patty? She could not even spell her name right. My English is not so good, but I know you can be sincerely or truly, one or the other, not both at the same time. Anyway, you can see this. She is not even very pretty. True to this page, here's where I begin. Here's where I sometimes think my whole life began. Look at this picture, this one, and this one. See, I was once young. You didn't know this about your mother? This was how your father always saw me. Young and fair, he said. Even when white hair started to come out, your father said I looked the same. And in my dreams, I would always look the same as in these pictures, young and fair. Always, until recently. But then on my last birthday, I had a dream that your father did not really die. He lived around the corner and he just forgot to tell me. I was mad at first. How could he let me grieve for nothing? But then I forgot to be mad, and I was excited. I was getting ready to see him. And then I looked in the mirror. I said to the mirror, Aya, what happened? How did you get so old? And myself looking back at me said, this is your fault. You forgot. And suddenly, I felt old. Suddenly, I realized everyone saw me this way, older than I thought, 75 years old. In any case, in 1946, I was young, pretty too. See this picture, my smile, my puffy eyes? This picture is not so good, but it has special meaning. Your father took that picture maybe 1 month after I ran away from Wenfu. That day, we had been walking in a park, arguing. This was because little Yu's mother wanted to send me and Dan away from Shanghai. She knew people in Tianjin, good people who could hide me until I got my divorce. Your father was saying, don't go, don't go. And I said, how can we not go? Where will we go instead? You two stay with me, he said. That's what I was hoping he would say. Living in that house with Peanut and all those other women was not fun. Do you think that's just because they were communists? They never argued? No such thing. But I didn't let Jimmy know. When he asked me to live with him, I said, how can we do that? I let him argue with me for 2 hours. If someone offers to take your burden, you need to know he is serious, not just being polite and kind. Polite and kind do not last. After I knew your father was serious no matter what, he took this picture. Oh, I don't know why your father put this picture in the book. I told him many times to take it out. This picture doesn't look nice. Why take a picture of me in a nightgown, my hair all messy like that? Your father said it was his favorite picture. Winnie and the sunshine wake up together. He used to say, every morning when I woke up, he was already awake, looking at me, telling me that. There was a song he sang to me. You are my sunshine. He said it many times, every morning. 你走了。Maybe this is not proper for me to say to you, but now I will tell you something about your father. He was, how do I say this? He loved me with a true heart. Do you know why? When I went to live with him, from the beginning he never forced me. He did not demand anything. He was gentle. He knew I was scared of sex. So for the first few nights he kissed my forehead. He smoothed my hair. He talked to me, told me he loved me so many times, until I felt I was floating happily in a dream. And a week later, I told him I was ready. I was willing to make the sacrifice to make him happy as well. I did not say it this way, of course, but that's what I was thinking. And I closed my eyes, waiting for the shameful feelings to begin. But he did not jump on top of me right away. Instead, he did what he had done, always done. He kissed my hands, my cheeks, my forehead, and he would not stop kissing my forehead. He did not stop stroking my back until I forgot all my fears, until I was again floating in a dream. And suddenly, I recognized what he was doing. Only it was not the same, but a completely different feeling. And I opened my eyes. I cried with joy to see his face watching mine, and he was crying too, the same joy. And afterward, he kept his arms around me, afraid to let me go. So that's why your father liked this picture. In the morning, I was still there. I was his sunshine. The picture on this page was 3 months after Danru and I went to live with your father. That's the front of the building, the door. And that woman next to me, she's the landlady who rented us 2 rooms upstairs. Your father called her 老太婆, old lady. In China, if you call someone old lady, you are being respectful, very polite. In this country, old people say, oh, hey, old lady, watch where you're going. They're not being respectful. I see the looks on their faces, mean. But in this picture, I'm the happiest I have ever been in my life. See how my eyes look as though they can't stop smiling? Your father was the same way, laughing all the time.
我忘了我的裤子，
怎么了？
就是落在8楼了，
哦，然后呢？
真的落在8楼，
你没拿回来。
已经脏了，算了。
Every day we were happy. Every day when we came home from work, he lifted me high in the air, just like people in the movies. And Danru would run to him and say, lift me too, me too. Your father would try to lift him and then say, oh, too heavy. How did you get so heavy? He told Danru to take a deep breath and fill himself with the air, just like a balloon. And then your father would lift him high, high, high. During that time, I wasn't too worried about Wenfu. Peanut had already told new aunt and old aunt I was living with another man. And of course, they told uncle, and uncle told Wenfu. And by then, Wenfu had another woman living in the house with him, a woman who was going to have a baby. So I was sure Wenfu would soon divorce me. Even his mother and father were telling him to do that. As for my father's money, there was not too much left to fight over. Wenfu had followed government orders and exchanged all the gold and certificates for new paper money, and every week it seemed the new paper money was worth 1/2 what it was before. Well, lucky for us, your father was paid in US dollars. But even if we had no money, we would have been happy. That's how happy we were. Here is another picture from that same day. I made an extra copy, wallet size, and sent it to Hulan. She and Jiaguo were still living in Harbin. I wrote to her, guess who we met? Guess who we are living with? Someone who speaks English and calls me Winnie. Guess, and I'll tell you in the next letter if you're right. In this picture, you can see Danru is playing with the landlady's dog. Doesn't that dog look just like Lamb? The curly hair, the little ears. Later, he turned out to be a bad dog. He ate my slippers. Oh, I was mad. The landlady gave me her own slippers to replace mine, but she had some kind of rotten food disease, so I was not eager to wear them. Not even to be polite. Of course, I still thought she was very nice. I remember one day when she and I were alone, she told me about her life. That's how I found out she was married to a Chinese man from the United States. The husband had deserted her, left the dog behind too. He went back to America and married someone else. Didn't even bother to divorce the landlady first. But he still sent her money, so she didn't care. That's fate, she said. I thought she didn't feel anything. just accepted her life that way. Very old-fashioned. But then she told me, "You be careful. Don't you get my same fate. Don't you get my same fate." So you see, this next picture looks like springtime. See the flowers on the trees in back, and now my hair is shorter, more stylish. Oh, I remember this picture. I look happy, but only because your father said, "Smile." Actually, in this picture, I'm worried. I had already used 2 of my gold ingots to hire a good lawyer, a famous lawyer on Nanking Road, known for being smart and clever. He put an advertisement in the newspaper saying I was already divorced. Divorced since that time Wenfu had put a gun to my head in Kunming and made me write, "My husband is divorcing me." The day after this came out in the newspaper, 2 men went to the lawyer's office and smashed everything to pieces and tore up my divorce paper. The lawyer was scared, mad too. Is your husband some kind of gangster?" he asked. He wouldn't help me after that. I started thinking, maybe my husband is a gangster. And Auntie Du thought this too. I don't know why. Now it is too late to ask her. This is a funny picture. See the apron of wool? I am at our new place, a 2-room flat in Chiaochou Road. Your father and I registered ourselves as husband and wife. That was like signing Mr. and Miss James Louis. But I still used my real name still. The ones that said Jiang Weili, my legal name. Your father took that picture in the morning, just before he went to work. I probably went to movie theater later with Danru. We went almost every day because I did not want to be in the house all day, just in case. Meaning, just in case Wenfu found us. Actually, in this picture, I'm not really cooking anything, only pretending. Your father liked to take natural pictures, not just post. Baby-ya, your father said to me. He always called me by the American nickname, Baby-ya. Smile, but don't look at the camera. So you see, this picture is natural. Here's another picture with me and Danru, and another, and another. See how many? See how happy he looks? His face is fuzzy because he started to move when your father took the picture. You cannot keep a 6-year-old still when he wants to throw rocks in a pond. In this one, we were in a temple garden. In this one, we were at a park with a small merry-go-round with animals shaped like cartoon figures. In this one, we were leaning against a tree near a lake. You can't see the lake, but I remember it was there. I also remember we took these pictures before we sent Danru up north to Harbin to stay with Jiaguo, Hulan, and Auntie Du. This was after the landlady told us 2 men had come back, looking for Danru and me. I wanted to go with him. Jimmy would have gone too, but I decided to stay for a few extra weeks, just because I had found another lawyer, the one who took my last gold ingot. He said I was very close to getting my divorce, but I had to be in Shanghai when it happened. So I stayed. I told Danru I would follow soon. Of course, he believed me, and I too believed I was doing the right thing. I was saving him. Late at night, when Danru was already asleep, we took him to the train station with the landlady. She had agreed to take Danru up north, where she had a cousin she could visit. But just before they got on the train, Danru woke up. He began to shout, "Where's my mother? I changed my mind. Now I don't want to go." He cried loud in a pitiful way. I rushed over. "How can you do this?" I said. "Embarrassing your mother in front of so many people." Still he cried, his little heart breaking to pieces, piercing mine. I scolded him. "Don't cry, don't cry. I'm coming to get you as soon as I'm free." Of course, I did this in a gentle way, but I still regret it. I should have told him. I should have praised him for shouting that he never wanted to leave me. I should have never let him go. But look, in this picture and this one, he is happy. You can see this, even in a fuzzy picture. Most of the time, I made him happy. Here's a picture of me with Auntie Du. This was taken a few weeks after she came to see me in Shanghai. Whenever I look at this picture, I become very sad, because I remember that day she arrived, how she waited patiently in the hallway until we came home. I saw an old woman stand up slowly. "Xiaoning, little person," she said. I was so surprised, so happy. Auntie Du, all the way from Harbin, I ran to greet her, to scold her for not riding so we could pick her up at the train station. And then I saw her face, her mouth pushed tight, water at the edges of her eyes. When you see a face like that, you know. I tried to push her away. I was screaming, "Go back, go back." Jimmy had to hold his arms around me to keep me from pushing her away. And when she told me why she had come, I shouted, "How can you say this? Do you think this is some kind of joke? How can you ever tell mother her little son is dead? He's not dead. I saved him. I sent him to Harbin." But she never blamed me. She made that long journey, knowing I would hate her, and she told me how the Japanese had raised thousands of rats with a bad disease. And after the war, they didn't kill the rats. They let them go. More than 1 year later, disaster, lots of people sick, no chance to escape. Then death from a fast-moving epidemic carried by rats and fleas. Poor little Danru, gone in 1 day. 我操！
他的大儿子死了。
都已经6、7岁了，在哈尔滨得了鼠疫。那日本人当时在那儿放的。
实验那个。
Oh, and it was even worse than that. Jiaguo was dead too. Oh my god. I wanted to rush to Harbin to hold my little son one more time, to make sure they had not made a mistake. After all, he never cried much. He did not wake easily from sleep. They didn't know these things about Danru, how much he trusted me. But Auntie Du said they put Danru and Jiaguo in the ground the same day they died, before a person could even think. How did this happen? She said they had to burn everything in the house. Danru's clothes, his toys, everything, in case a flea was still hiding. So you see, I didn't have one thing left to hold for a hope or a memory. He was gone forever. Oh my god. It was not until the next day that I asked Auntie Du about Hulan. Where is she? Why didn't she come too? And Auntie Du said Hulan was in Harbin, tending the graves. She brought food every day, telling Jiaguo and Danru that she hoped they were growing fat on the other side. She insists on doing this, said Auntie Du. She says she'll come to Shanghai later and meet me here. She has no reasons to live in Harbin anymore. At least she's making sense now. But right after they died, it was terrible. For 2 days, she could cry. She could not cry. She was so confused. She kept arguing. How can they be dead? The war is already over. For 2 days, she could not stop saying this. And then she became very busy cleaning her house, washing the walls and the floors with turpentine. And when she was done with that, she sat down to write you a letter, telling you as gently as she could what had happened to Danru. But she got stuck on an expression she did not know how to write. Your beloved son. She went to ask Jiaguo. She could not find him. She called for him. I found her standing in her bedroom, shouting for him, angry tears running down her face. Jiaguo, Jiaguo, she was screaming. Don't die now. What will I do with you? How will I know how to write your beloved son? Now you see how skinny I've become in this picture. See how the sweater droops on my shoulders? You cannot tell, but the sweater is a dark red color, and the curly pattern on the chest and pocket was embroidered with threads twisted with real gold. Your father asked me to put that on for the picture. He bought it for me when I turned 29, so this was early 1947. I had never received a birthday present before. Americans give gifts on birthdays. Chinese do not. I should have been happy, but I was still very sad. Because of Danru, I was still blaming myself. So your father did not ask me to smile, and I didn't. This picture is natural. And now you see there are no more pictures of me here. Because soon after that, someone saw me walk into a beauty parlor, and when I came out, 2 policemen took me to jail. Fuck!
Why?
Okay, should I keep reading?
Huh?
I'll read another time. Alright, thanks for reading with me. Bye.